right, we have Artie, KA9, WAR, Brother Brad, KD9, UTC, and Luke, W9, LON. I'm wondering if he's crossband. He might be. AG9T, Damien, N9, OSF, Larry, KD9, GDA, Josh, and KC9, LN, Zulu. Did I miss anyone?
Put W9 UUB at the bottom.
All right, fantastic. Following Tom. W9 UUB, thanks for joining the group. Now I'm going to go over to ECHOLINK, and we're going to start off with them. Then we'll move right on directly to our VHF or RF station. We're going to start with Michelle, K9GQ down in Appleton. Then we're going to go to Alan over in England, G1AEU. Good morning, Alan. And then Jack down in, I suspect, sunny Florida. That's usually what it is. KA9TQC. Larry down in Algonquin, Illinois. We'll be anxious to hear what he has to say about the weather. KD9DIP. And then Al, N9EDD, Oshkosh. Phil here in Green Bay or Bellevue, W3TOS. And then over to Siri over in France, F4GDO. And Siri, you can turn it directly over to Artie, KA9WAR. So let's go to Michelle and then go on and so forth. And Michelle, you'll turn it over to G1AEU. That's Alan over in England. So good morning, Michelle. This is W9OVE.
Good morning to all. This is K9GU in Appleton in here. And the temperature is 30 degrees. The barometric pressure 29 decimal 74. And the humidity outside is 93%. There is a light snow that keeps on coming down right now. And the ground is covered with snow everywhere. Except the main street, which is still wet and not covered with snow at this point at this time in here. But there's no question things are getting snowing more and so this is what's happening. The trees are pretty thoroughly covered with snow also pretty much around and so on. And in a way, it's very pretty to see the snow on the trees in here. But we'll see what happens. Overcast, the weather is definitely in here. And as I said, the temperature is 30 degrees, a little higher than what was predicted in here. So we'll see what happens in here right now. So that's about all I have to mention right now. Now this is on to K1AEAU. I think I got the call correct here. And to take it next way, this is K9GU. Good morning to all.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, brother. Oh, Dr. Joseph out there. So when you finish covering the snow, you may have time to make a snowman. But I don't think you will come out. I think you will be in I'm coming in snow is enough to make it a snowman. So here is a cloudy day
Good afternoon to you, Alan. KA9TQC Portable 4. And I'm sure nobody really wants to hear the weather down here today, but I will share it anyway because, after all, it's one of the things of ham radio is talking to people in climates. But it's 71 right here right now, and overcast. And I'm watching across the canal in our backyard the new air conditioner being installed. The guys are working in short sleeve shirts, and later on today, I'm going to be helping the woman that used to be my babysitter in Pennsylvania, who's now in her 80s, get a new stuff going. And then I'm going to set up a gap antenna that I was gifted. And we're going to try to get a little HF activity going down here. So that's the story from Florida. Looking at the radar up there, it does not look like fun. Blizzard warnings for Door County. Storm warnings for Townsend and Clintonville. Looks like it's going to get nasty, and I'm kind of glad we dodged out of there before we had to deal with all this firsthand. So, wonder how things are in the Algonquin. KAB9 DIP, KA9TQC.
KB9DIP, W9OBB with the Good Morning Net. And I see where Larry must be having difficulties with his connection because he just dropped off. Well, now he's back on. Let's try for him again. KB9DIP, W9OBB. Pick it up, Larry.
You sit there and wait, and when you go to trialing your turn, the screen's gone. Can you believe that? As soon as I'm out, I don't know where the screen went. Anyway. But now we get back to reality, right, Jeff? Door County, it's coming. I got about 8 inches down here. It's incredible. It's coming from the northeast, and you can tell because all the screens on that side of the building are plugged with snow. And this is the first big snow we've had in a long time. And we were smart. You got out, like Joan, get your food, get your milk, and charge your batteries in case. And I've got a tribute here. Artie, you know, at 100 years old, Artie, you're still influencing people and making friends. Every morning I feel guilty because I'd still be in bed with the dogs, talking to everybody. And then when it'd be Artie's turn, he'd come up the sidewalk, cleaned out the attic, and shined my shoes. And this is before I even get up. So you kind of shamed me into it, Artie. I was just up this morning. And first, hey, I got an extra 2 hours in the day. That's not bad at all. So thank you, Artie. Never too young or too old to get that influence by good source. Thanks, Artie. And now over to Al, N9GDB, and I'm sure it caused the weather forecasters flat-footed. We were right once. KB9DIP. Al, take it away.
KB9DIP, this is M9EDB. Larry, good morning to you. Good morning to everyone on the net.
and all who are listening this morning. Yeah, it started here. Very fine. It's not big place. It's a very fine place. And 32 degrees. And this is 29.6 for the radar. The thermometer pressure. And of course, 30 to 60 degrees. This is whatever it is, it is. Those are all the 15. I got the bigger sheet. So, everybody stay safe. And this is for Joan. I will send a message out to Dan. He'd got the information about the Cadillac truck. And hopefully we'll pursue that and get it right. The message was we live in over to DOS and EDV.
Well, good afternoon, Terry, and I hope that you enjoyed that picture of the QSL that I sent this morning. It's one of the best that I've ever got. Here in Peshtigo, it's 33 degrees and snowing. Yesterday morning, mid-morning, it was snowing, and I called my friends and said that we want to be going to lunch in Baronet. But an hour after that, the sun was shining, but I still didn't go, so I played radio all day. Until the evening, we watched 2 games with girls basketball. Gibraltar came to Peshtigo, and the JVs won the first game by 1 point. And at the last game, with only 1 second to go, Gibraltar hit a three-pointer to win the game. That's and we're certainly lucky that we can watch basketball without leaving the living room and watch our great-granddaughter play. But anyway, it was an exciting game, but I've only seen college teams win by in the last second, but this was different. KD9UPE, good morning, Brad. This is K9WAR.
Thank you, RTL-K9WAR. This is KD9UPE, and good morning to the entire Good Morning Chat this morning. Good to hear everyone. I don't know, suddenly had something to do this morning, but I don't know how it'll go or whether I'll accomplish it as quickly as a fine little light snow started, but as quickly as it put a white coating on the driveway here in Howard area of Green Bay. We'll see what it's like after 10 o'clock. A fellow I got to know pretty good over the years in friendship with other people who organized a lot and did a lot for hockey in the area, and he passed away. So we'll see if we can get over to pay our respects for George Roble. He was in Rick might remember, if you didn't remember, ever see him from the coaching for what's now the Notre Dame high school hockey team. He was also a lineman in the USHL. When it came to Green Bay locally, George was a linesman for quite a while, so he'll be missed. He did a whole lot for hockey in the area. We'll miss him. Had a good time. Learned a lot at the Green Bay Mike and Key Club meeting last night, looking at it from a perspective of different perspective of what issues raised and all that kind of stuff. It's a normal every day running of the radio club, and so enjoyed that quite a bit, and took a couple of little notes here and there for useful things that we have learned for our club, and with the position I have now for 2 years. So that was a good thing last night. Very, very enjoyable to hear their issues and good times and all that kind of stuff. So I better get going on here, and I'll be happy to turn it over to W9LON. Luke, it's good to hear from you this morning. This is KD9UPE.
funny. Last year, there were only 6,000 cars stolen in Milwaukee. Some years, it's 10,000 cars stolen in Milwaukee per year. A couple of years ago, the YouTube showed you how to steal a car, and those two brands, Honda and Kia, they did something to slow people up from stealing their cars. AG9P over to OSF.
Most of this last night. Otherwise, yesterday to Appleton, we picked up a car, Subaru Forester, so that's what we did. Got back, and we picked up in the neighbors, and we played cards until about 9 o'clock. So we went around the house. And otherwise, that's like that plan. Otherwise, I forgot yesterday. We have to carry last year, so the first goes out, then the generator, keep the house in the garage. So otherwise, not much. Otherwise, I stay home, go fish or do something, but we have fish at home too. That's from my brother, he works at Reinhardt, so we might have that. But we'll see how it goes. So otherwise, not much is happening around here. Everybody's enjoying the day. I stay home, watch TV. Something, maybe make fun of me, etc. So, don't do that. You guys need to do it. 10 minutes. Good morning. Later.
N9 OSF, 89 GA. Good morning, everyone. Well, I would say we've got some moderate snow going on right now. It was no snow when the net started to a moderate here in about 35 minutes. Yeah. And the winds are starting to pick up a little bit. Yeah, waiting for some struts today. That's the project. Get front struts done on this car and get it out of the garage. So, I don't know what's going on here with my battery bank. It is I'm not charging. So I don't know if I got a bad panel outside or what. This has been going on for a couple of weeks. I was just hoping it was the sunlight issue, just because I didn't want to mess with it. But it appears that's probably not what it is. So I guess we'll have to do some investigating here. So let's see. I think it's going over to Tom, KC9LN Zulu, KD9 GDA. Good morning, Tom.
Thank you, sir. KC9LN Zulu here. Well, temperature here is about 31, 32 degrees. A little bit of wind, and yes, it's been snowing for most of the morning. Wind is coming from the east, more or less, and the streets and the sidewalks are already white. So, yeah, looking forward to see how much we get today. Had to cancel the platelet donation this morning because I didn't want to take a chance on not being able to drive all the way home at about 10:30 or so. So I figured I'll just call up the Red Cross to reschedule it. So that worked out pretty good. AG9P, that's a pretty good rate you got there, but my credit union, I got a 5.2 APY, so yeah, not bad. They're going up a little bit, but not too much. And let's see, what else? Got the snow thrower, the shovels, and the salt ready for today, so we'll see where that goes, and hopefully we don't get the 12 to 16 or 2 feet of snow that they're talking about, but we'll have to wait and see. So probably be doing a couple snow throws out today. Shoveled a little bit of the roof, but still needs a lot more, and especially after today, we'll have to maybe do that a little bit more. So everybody, be careful out there. Walk carefully, drive carefully if you got to, and just make sure you're stocked up and ready to go. KC9, LN Zulu, turning it over to UUV. Good morning to all.
Tom, W9, UUV. Good morning to everyone. Yeah, yesterday I climbed up on my barn and fastened the two screws, the two flapping pieces of metal that were driving me nuts. And it was actually pretty easy to do. Good traction on the roof and everything, and Joe and I didn't fall. Everything's done. A-okay. And let's see. We've got interesting critters in the neighborhood. We've got some owls, and we haven't figured out exactly who they are, what kind, but we've got a pair, and they're kind of hanging around, and I would think that rabbit hunting is really easy right now with this snowfall. And we got a lot of tracks. And we got a pair of male pheasants in the yard, roosters, and I learned something yesterday from the gang that we had two a while ago that were fighting with each other. Well, these two aren't fighting with each other. It turns out they probably will raise together, so they're not as competitive. So that was interesting. How would they know that? Because they seem really dumb. And that is it. Back to Rick. W9 OBD, W9 UUB.
Well, Bruce, maybe you have stumbled onto a new theory regarding bird behavior. That's interesting. Really nice to live out in the country, isn't it? Thank you very much, and thanks to all of you. 19 check-ins so far this morning, and let's see if we can increase that a little bit. I'll pause now for any new additional check-ins. I see the ECHOLINK board has remained the same, and so now we'll go for any new check-ins that, any latecomers that didn't get in on the first round. This is W9 OBD Net Control Green Bay. Well, we got them all on the first time through, so our count remains at 15 check-ins and participants, and all of them have been making really some good comments. And Larry, boy, isn't that the truth? When you talk about Artie, he's got so much stuff done before I even get out of bed. It's pretty amazing, and I'm surprised you have 8 inches of snow. The weather people predicted Chicago is going to start out as rain, but evidently that is not the case. And I want to make a quick comment on our repeater signal. You know, a long time back, before we changed antennas on the tower, we had an issue with some noise, some snap, crackle, and popping, some bacon sizzle. When the wind was out of the east, anywhere between the southeast and directly out of the east. And I think it is still there, even though most of the time we don't hear it. It seems as though it's related to the signal strength of what's coming into the repeater. And that includes all the ECHOLINK stations, because obviously they're going through the same radio. Everybody's on an equal there. They don't hear any of the noise because they're getting their audio via the internet direct. But I noticed on some of the weaker stations, like 89 UPE, Damien was a little bit crackly. But then you get to some of these stations that are much closer, and you don't hear it. So I think we still have the problem. Obviously, on a day like today, with the weather the way it is, I think we should count our blessings that we're talking together at all. But I think it's interesting to note. I will jot that down as a note and put it on the club item list. And we'll call it that for now. All right, let's go to ECHOLINK and see if they have any further comments. I'm going to go through the list. Well, here's what I'm going to do. If you have a comment to make on ECHOLINK, I'm not going to just arbitrarily go through all 7 of you, because we've found that many times you don't have any comments to make. So let's just pause for any additional comments from our ECHOLINK stations, and please spread them out.
K9TQC.
I am EDV.
Okay, I think I gave everyone enough time there to check in if they'd like. So let's go to Jack, KA9TQC. And Jack, you turned it over to our friend Al in Oshkosh, N9EDD. And then Al, you can just toss it back to me. Good morning again, Jack. Good to hear from you. KA9TQC, W9OBD.
Okay, real good, Rick. Good to hear you this morning as well. And I just wanted to compliment you on your spot-on observation about the signal strength coming in. I'm curious, though, because we're all on the same radio coming from Mark's house, how is the ECHOLINK audio sounding over the repeater this morning? For those of you listening on RF, as you correctly know, we can't tell when we're on ECHOLINK or All-Star because we're hearing it via voice over IP, but is it crackly or is it pretty good? I know that it's a very low-power radio, but we have proximity and I think a gain antenna aimed at the tower, which might make up for that. So just curious what you're observing for the audio crackle index on the ECHOLINK station. So over to you, Al, and then Rick might comment later. N9EDB, K9TQC.
I think there's some crackles, but not terrible, but it was there. I'm not thinking I did not hear anything real bad, but it was out there. Also, this is for taking idea. The FM38 system is working again, clearly. So I heard people talking about it, so it's just up and running. Thanks, Gary, for that calendar. I want to look at it closer, so I can take a glance at it and just give a really good one. Gary, for sending that. I think that's all I have for right now. Back to you, back to control.
Thank you, Jack, and thank you, Al, for comments all the way around. Jack, we have moderate crackle on the ECHOLINK stations. Everyone is equal, as you would expect, going through the same transmission path. Some of the RF stations, the VHF side, are, at degrees of crackle, maybe from a 3 to a 6. Everyone was legible and readable, and it was not causing any problems in that regard. So, yeah, the antenna, I think they certainly helps that. But I think you can't tell when someone has a user signal coming in. It's certainly not to the degree it was when we were up on the receive antenna at the top of the tower or to the radio station transmitted. But just something to take note of. And I would call the ECHOLINK moderate crackle, and some of the VHF stations were more or less above that. So depending again on what kind of signal they were coming in with power-wise. So I think we need to increase the signal-to-noise ratio greatly to just the one antenna down to the 400-foot level. I think that has made a difference. But I don't think we're totally out of the lead yet. There's some new stuff jangling around up on the tower. So that is another item on the list that we have to keep in mind and consider as officers. And as you said, good job with Jack and all the other officers. So I'm going to go over some other additional comments now before we shut the thing down in just 10 minutes to 9. We've got on our hands here. Read a notice here that some of the meteorologists are believing that we could have a bomb cyclonic event, a bomb storm. That is considered a drop of 24 millibars in a very short period of time. They didn't elaborate on what a short period of time is. I would guess meteorological trends, I would guess maybe an hour, something of that nature, where you have a drop in their metric pressure of 34 millibars. And if that happens, you get a horrendous increase in overall precipitation and so forth, and of course wind. So that sounds lovely. Further comments, please. This is W9OOC. Good morning, man.
Thank you, Al, and way to go forward.
Thank you, John. Yeah, that's good comment to Al. And then, good. Now we're going to go over to Larry. And really morning, Larry. And I'm sure you'll have that interesting comment to share. So let's go to Larry.
I've been getting seen at that. I've been completely shined down. I got a fellow out an orange here. I can't even remember the name of it, but it's been so wild. And I say way back, but 50 mile an hour median on the river. And I love the people for so I just can't stop. It's right off of the
it up for him, and I get the old one. Maybe about a week if I come in that one. Okay. I'm going to say 7 that everyone is good to say. Stay inside. Don't drive if you don't have to. Don't go out. And enjoy the storm from San Antonio up to 5 years old. Probably that's the way to look at it. I don't know if it's not harm to enjoy, but well, take a little look at the latitude that we live at, and that's that kind of a place. We've been getting off it pretty easy these last few years, and the averages are way. So, okay, now on to me. I don't know what got me going this morning. Somebody must have put it on. But anyway, this is W9OVP, thank you, radio station WDOR, their tower, and one of their buildings of visibility of our equipment. Very, very important to me. I'm very appreciative of that. So I'm going to shut things down for now, and don't forget the repeaters. 147, also use it. So W9OVP, returning to W9DIPOLE, repeaters back to normal and reviews. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Get back here tomorrow morning. W9OVP is off in the news.
Morning, Joe. Boy, you got a great signal.
Well, that's Kevin will know I am sitting across from his mechanic near the bank on the east side. But anyway, just wanted to say the road is a little loose. Just made a right turn and did a little fishtail for me, and I had to give you that weather road update. We're going to be next at the groceries, and I think we'll be home in 20 minutes. But, when I thought about it yesterday, every pickup slot for the rest of that day was home. Everybody else saw the weather too. But anyway, I'm happy that you got up and down off your roof with no trouble, and I'm equally glad you got a giant tractor, because I'm afraid we're going to need them. That's all. It's a nice day, I think.
We're trying to figure out again here that we're not going to go anywhere either. We're going to put up and down. I got woodworking projects to do. Put up that project. And let me see what else. Well, the football game, we're trying to figure out that whole thing. I read that maybe didn't come up on the net, but Kansas City versus the Dolphins, at one point they talked about moving the game, changing the game. This is just going to be very cold for those Florida people. 21 below zero wind chill. And, but they kept it there. They're not going to move it top block. And then the other interesting wrinkle is it's only on Peacock. And there's a way of seeing it for free, like a one-time membership. But I'll tell you, to do a playoff game on pay-per-view, that is so lame. Now, back to you if you have any more. W9UUB.
Well, I don't think I have any more. I'm trying to check in to Walmart for my 9 o'clock pickup, and it's not ready yet. So let's hope by the time we get there that it's ready. But, I would think some of their employees had a hard time getting to work, and they may be running with a short crew. Who can blame them? And I think, didn't Tom's football game get canceled for tonight? Kevin's working. But if this thing really is, let alone a bomb cyclone for goodness sake, but it's going to snow a lot, and what they're saying is this wind is our problem. So Jeff is hoping his antenna stays up. It's a wire antenna between the trees, so here we go. All right, I'm done. I'm working on an HT with high power. That's why it sounds better.
have you been?
Hey, Bruce, hunkering down for the storm like everybody else. So I didn't want to just broadcast, and now I'm talking to someone. I wonder who's all on yet. But since we're all going to be stranded, and since most of us probably won't blow snow or shovel until this is mostly over, I was thinking it might be fun about noontime to maybe just do hourly or every other hour check-in, and because we've got weather reports from me down here on the southern end, all the way up in Missouri County over to Oconto. So I guess I'm going to leave that out there. I monitor this repeater 24/7, and I'm going to jump on at noon. And anybody listening, feel free to offer a weather report. Back to you, Bruce.
CMA comment.
Yeah, I'll leave my radio on. It's not a big deal, and I have an HT, so I'll hear what's going on in the basement. Over to you, Joe.
I don't know who that was. I think it's a great idea, Larry. I would set some fixed points at 12, 3, and 6, just for fun. But that's all everybody's going to have for their radio on, and if it's top of the hour, see who shows up. KC9, KMA, still mobile.
Ellen Zulu with a comment. All right, I'll see if I've got it here. I'll pause. KC9 Ellen Zulu. Yeah, I'll be around too. I'll probably do that. Going to be out shoveling in that. And just to let you know, I lived in Houston for a little over 11 years. And I'll tell you what, having experienced a couple of hurricanes and a few tornadoes, not right on top of me, of course, but close enough, a bomb site.
W9, WTC, and Tom, I also monitor Kewanee and Manitowoc 24/7. So if you feel like jumping on the Kewanee thing and getting the weather report, I'm going to leave that repeater up to you.
Well, as you know, I run a Kewanee net 3 times a week, so yeah, I listen to that one too, so I'll be listening to that. If you jump on there, I'll probably respond also.
WTZ and 9 EDV. W9 WTZ. Good morning, Al. Good to hear you.
Oh, 9 EDV. Same here, Larry. I'm going to try and make that 12 o'clock. I think that 12 o'clock get together. I think that's a great idea considering weather conditions. So I'll try and give a report on the southern Fox Valley area if I don't forget. But I'm going to try to be on. Go ahead.
Super, Al. Yeah, so you'll be the southernmost report. Well, I've got the TV on here, and northeast Wisconsin, from Door County down to about Lake Winnebago, they're purple right now. I don't think purple's a good color. I like Jones' idea, noon 3 and 6. We'll jump on at noon and see what this thing is like, and we can talk about how often we want to check in. But, all right, we'll be looking for you at noon, Al. Back to you for your closing.
Okay, Larry. Catch you later. 10-9 EDV. Clear the monsoon.
are you listening in the garage?
Kilo Delta 9 Golf Delta Alpha. Joan, were you calling me?
Josh, do me a favor. Will you call the Sturgeon Bay non-emergency number and tell them there is a guy in a motorized wheelchair on Egg Harbor Road near the Nightingale restaurant without a flag, without a reflector. He's going to get hit. And maybe he's going to Walmart, the same dip. The guy needs some help and shouldn't be on the road, right? Thanks.
Does this guy have long white hair?
Roger, I'm sure he's known to them.
Yeah, 10-4.